I'm going to show you how to build a basic coding agent in Python. And as you might guess, since I'm at the Google AI Studio, I am going to be using Gemini. And I'm using Gemini primarily because, well, we can get started and we can do this using a free account there. All right, but most of this is easily transferable into any LLM tool, and you would just need to change the software development kit that you install to get the same results. All right, so if you don't already have a AI Studio account, right, you're just going to go ahead and get started here. And I'm already logged in, right, but you would log in with your Google credentials, and then I'm going to go to the dashboard, and I'm going to need an API key. All right, so I already have one, but right, you'll just create API key and copy it, and just leave it on your clipboard while I go through some of the preliminaries here, and then we'll sort of see how to use it. Okay, so just a little bit more on what we're going to be doing here. When we're building a coding agent, it's obviously going to need to be able to generate code based on a prompt. And that's actually what I'm going to cover in this first video. We can do that in less than 30 lines of code. All right, but to be a useful agent, we're going to want to then run that code, observe what happens, and then make refinements. All right, so this is what's happening when you use something like Claude Code or OpenAI Codex or any of the coding agent tools. All right, I'm not suggesting that we're going to compete with them, but at least you'll be able to create something and then probably get a little bit better understanding of what's going on, and then probably learn some stuff about Python as well. Okay, so let's jump in here. All right, so the first thing I need to do is set up an environment, and I'm going to use UV to do this. Okay, I'll just make up a folder name and then select a specific version of Python. All right, most of this I am going to do in an IDE, but first I'm going to switch into this folder, and I am going to show you what we get when we do that. Right, so we get a basic repository here with some of the common files that you would have to set up manually. All right, UV manages that for you, right? And if we just run a git status on this, we'll see that, okay, it's initialized a repository and it's all ready to sort of track these files. All right, the only other thing I'm going to do here at the command line before I fire up the IDE is I'm going to add the software development kit that I need to work with the Gemini API. Okay, so happens pretty quickly. And then just so you can see what happened here, oh, it added this directory, the virtual environment. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and fire up PyCharm here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and launch the terminal here just so we can verify that our virtual environment is active. Okay, so this is the first time I launch a project in PyCharm, so it takes a little bit more time to get it going. It has to go find everything. And then, right, I had to relaunch the terminal to actually show that, yes, the virtual environment is, in fact, active. Okay, we're not going to actually use this, so I can hide this for now. And before we get too far, we're going to need to use that API key that you copied to the clipboard. And so the first thing I'm going to do is make a file to sort of hide this API key. And then if I share the code, I'm going to add the file name to gitignore so I don't share my API key. Okay, so I'm going to just right click here, or I can just click the plus sign, right? And I'm going to add a file. I'm going to call it .env. Okay, and then you're going to want to make a constant here, call it Gemini API key, and then you can just paste in inside a string your API key. Okay, so now we're ready to build our coding agent, and I'll just reuse this main.py file. So open that up, replace everything. First thing I'm going to do is tell the Google Software Development Kit to go and look for that API key. Okay, and then I'm going to import the software development kit. So it's from Google, import GenAI. All right, and then you're going to want to make sure that the load.env is installed in your project. So we'll do that at the terminal, and I'll just use uv add.env. All right, so the nice thing about the Google Software Development Kit is I'm not going to have to reference the API key. It's going to go and look for this .env file and get the API key as long as I tell it to load .env first. All right, and then I'm just going to make a client here, and I don't need any of this. All right, so the coding assistant is helping me, but it's helping me too much. Okay, so that's the main meat, right? And then I just need to have something to pass to the LLM. All right, so I will just define a quick function here to do that, and it's going to be very simple. It's just going to return an F string. This one's going to be hard-coded to do exactly one thing, but obviously in a more usable setting, this would be a more generic function that would actually ask the user to give it the prompt, right? But we're just going to hard code it in here to get going. All right, so let me quickly write that out. Okay, so with that done, then we'll just sort of print out the code. Right, so this is almost correct. Okay, so we'll write a little function that references some methods inside that client object that we instantiated up above. This is the one place where, right, if you're using a different tool, you would need to modify this slightly to match those requirements. All right, I don't need this comma. All right, and then once we get contents, we'll just sort of print those out. And I guess we'll print a little header here. All right, and I can clean this up later, but let's see what happens when I try to run this. See if I can do it without making any mistakes. Okay, so this is the drawback to using a free account. It's claiming to be too busy. All right, so let me change the model and see if we can get a result here. Okay, so much better. There's our code block, so we can see what it returns, and it is just sort of the bare minimum here, right? Only about 10 lines of code, and then they put in this header here, so we know it's Python code, right? So I could generate whatever kind of code I wanted. What's next is, this is sort of really basic, right? I would need to run it and see if it works. In order to do that, I would have to save it into a file, right? And I'd have to probably get rid of this. All right, and then on top of that, I might want to add some more capabilities to this. So I'd need a facility that would ask me to sort of refine the code. All right, but this is enough to get us started. We've now written a very simple coding agent, right? At least a code generator, and then we'll further develop this in the next video.